Hi and welcome to Swedish Plant Guys. Plant of the month. This is a ficus variety that we use quite a lot, but it's not that common, or some places in the world it's quite common, and it's the Ficus Cyathistipula. Cyathistipula. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but you have it right there. It's more commonly known as the African fig, and that's quite a lot easier to say. Now, it has an origin from the rainforests of Africa, meaning it wants high humidity and lots of light. Now, my personal opinion about this African fig tree is that it's quite beautiful, and it has these dark green leaves that are very shiny, and to the touch they are almost leathery like. But know that if that shine starts to fade on the leaves, it's not because you haven't removed the dust on them. Know that if the shine starts to fade, you usually have a problem with this plant. So it's actually showing you that something is wrong. Could be pests, could be root problems, could be almost anything. But when that shine starts to fade, you know that something is wrong. When you go out to purchase your African fig tree, know that this is a plant that grows really fast. However, it might not grow really fast in your home because it all depends on the environment that you're going to give it. But it does grow really fast at the growers, meaning when it gets everything it wants, it's a really fast growing species. And by knowing that, you should also know that you need quite some room for this plant in your home if you want to take it home with you. But when you go out and purchase it, the first decision you need to do is, do I want one that has a really bushy and just large impression? Or do I want one that has a stem like this one here? Because you could potentially take a bushy one like this one here and create it to become a stem version of it. But in your home, that will take a long period of time and will be quite demanding. So make that choice when you buy your plant. Do I want one that is bushy, or do I want one that has a clear stem to it? And that also has a huge impact on the appearance in your home. So when you've made your choice, if you want a bushy one or a stemmed variety, then you have to place it somewhere in your home. Know that this is a plant that wants a lot of light. And sometimes a little bit of direct sunlight is okay. However, too much sunlight can actually stress it a little bit. So place it somewhere in your home where it gets a lot of indirect sunlight and maybe a couple of hours of sun every day. That's fine. The more light you give it, the faster it will grow. So know that it will become quite large and you might start to have to prune it. But it is our experience that once it has settled in your home, meaning that it has been standing in a place where it gets a lot of indirect sunlight for quite some time, and it has rooted properly, then you could actually start to move it to darker placements. Because this is one of the few ficuses that actually can withstand quite dark placements. But this is the really important thing. It needs to be rooted and it needs to have settled into your home before that happens. Because if you take a new plant to your home, you place it somewhere dark, it will get stressed and it will start to drop the leaves. They just drop completely off. But if you place it somewhere where it gets a lot of indirect sunlight, maybe keep it there for a month or two, then you move it somewhere where it's a little bit darker. That will work fine. And also, the growth will not be as quick, as fast. So that could also be a good thing. So how do you take care of your African fig? Well, It's actually it's not a fussy plant. It doesn't need that much from you. However, know that this is a ficus plant that likes it when the soil is a little bit moist at all time. Not completely drenched or wet, but a little bit moist. So how do we create that for the plant? Well, we usually do it like this. When you water your plant, you make sure that you water everywhere on the soil. Make sure that all of the soil gets wet, and make sure that you're using drainage holes in the bottom of the pot. You remove the excess water from the outer pot, and then you wait. And when you notice that the top of the soil like this, you're not going to put your finger down into the soil. You're just going to feel on top of the soil. And when it starts to dry up, when you can feel that it's just a little bit moist, almost dry, then it's time to water again. Because then you know that if it's moist on top here, it's most certainly more moist or wet down into the soil. But when it starts to dry up, it's time to water again. This is also a plant that doesn't need to be repotted quite often. If you see that the soil is okay when it arrives to your home, it's our recommendation that you actually wait 1, 2, or maybe 3 years before even repotting it. However, if the soil is really, really bad, it could have a bad smell to it. You can notice that the soil is not absorbing water, or it's absorbing a lot of water. Then of course make a repot. Otherwise, make the first repot at least after 1 year or maybe 2 years. And when you do that, make sure that you use a soil that has good drainage, but also the ability to hold on to some water. Because if you do that, that also means that you don't have to water this plant as often. Now, a good thing can be to mix your standard planting soil with something like pumice or vermiculite, which both have the ability to help the soil to drain a little bit, but they also absorb water, meaning that you won't have to water as often. Now, the Ficus Cyathistipula or the African fig, is a plant that doesn't really flower. Well, that's not correct, because it does flower, but it flowers in the shape of a fig. So the flower is actually inside of the fig. And the funny thing about the fig on the Cyathistipula is that it's really, really buoyant. And because of that, the fig falls down into water, and it can flow downstream for a long, long time before it arrives somewhere else and can start to grow. So it has the nickname the river's gift, and also the floating fig. The African fig rarely gets pests. And as I said in the beginning of the video, if you see that the very, very shiny cuticle on the leaves here, that's the waxy surface of the leaf. If you can see that it starts to fade, one of the things it could be is pests. Now, here in the southern parts of Sweden, it's usually spider mites, mealybugs, scale, or sometimes thrips. But if you check your African fig often, meaning you check all of the leaves, on the undersides of the leaves as well, that's really, really important. Then if you notice the pests quickly, it's quite easy to get rid of them. So a bonus tip for you. This is a plant that you could propagate. And an important thing about how to propagate this plant is that it will take quite some time before it gives you any figs, because you could use those figs as seeds and propagate it that way. But there is an easier and a little bit quicker way, and that is to use a cutting from your African fig. The important thing here is that you use a stem, a newly arrived stem, that is still a little bit green. You do not want the stem to have become dark brown like this and have some bark on it. And I'll show you in a little bit. But we have some of the newest stems coming out there, our newest branches, and they're actually quite good in producing a cutting for us. But when we make that cut, make sure to use a sharp scissor or shearer like this. Make sure to clean the shearer before using it. You do not want to transfer any bacteria or fungus or anything else from another plant to your plant here. So make sure that it's clean. Then you go in and you make sure that you have at least a couple of leaves at the top. And then you want to have minimum of 2, but preferably maybe 3, 4, or 5 nodes that you put in water. Now, what is a node? Well, it's quite simple. A node is where you have a leaf coming out from the branch. So this here, you have a leaf here, meaning you have a node where it's coming out from the branch. So if we can try and use this as a cutting here, we could get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 nodes underwater, and we can keep some of the foliage above water. So I'll actually go in and make the cut right here. Now you make that cut at least 1 centimeter above a node, meaning above a leaf that is going to be left on the tree here. So at least 1 centimeter, because what happens is that when you've made that cut, some of that branch will die off a little bit. Just a couple of millimeters. That's why you want to cut it at least 1 centimeter above, so that it won't go down and kill the leaf underneath it. So we're going to make a cut here, approximately 1 centimeter above, maybe 2, 1 centimeter above a leaf, like that. And as most fig trees, most ficus trees, as you can see here, it actually starts to bleed. And this sap is a little bit, it's not poisonous, but if you have allergic problems, this comes from the sap from the ficus trees. So make sure to handle this with a little bit of care. Now, what you want to do is that you can wipe this a little bit. Then you take off the leaves on the nodes that you wanted to have in water. So you can just remove them by pulling them on the opposite side. You could also, if you want to, if you don't want to pull it like that, you can also go in and cut it with the shearer like this. Works fine as well. But like I said, I wanted 1, 2, 3, these 4 nodes here, I want them underwater. So I take them off like this. I could be finished like this. However, these are quite a lot of leaves. And the more leaves you have in your cutting, the more body the cutting has that it has to facilitate. Meaning, if you take off some of the leaves at the bottom here, you can actually help the cutting on creating new roots at the bottom. So I'll actually take off some of the leaves more here, but these nodes will never be underwater. Something like that. Next thing you do is that you put this aside. You put it on a bench somewhere on your windowsill or whatever, and you let it rest for a while. You want all of the sap here that's coming out from the nodes to stop crying or stop bleeding. And they will do that after maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something. You could let the cutting lie there for a couple of hours, that's fine. But we usually don't do that. We just let it sit on a windowsill or somewhere for maybe 10 or 15 minutes so you can see that it's not bleeding anymore. Then you take the cutting and you put it in some water like this. Now you make sure that all of those 4 nodes that we said before are underwater. Now, after this, what you do is that you exchange this water every day for a week. Once a day for a week. Because it will start to bleed a little bit more, and that will go out into the water here. So you exchange the water quite often. After that week, you only have to exchange the water here maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. That's fine. Until you see that you have roots down coming out from those nodes we have underwater. And when those roots are 5 to 10 centimeters long, meaning, what's that? That's 2 to 4 inches long, then you place this cutting in soil. Now I hope you liked this video on plant of the month, the Ficus Cyathistipula, also known as the African fig. Please leave us with a thumbs up, that helps our channel a lot. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. Hit the bell as well so you get a notification every time we put up something new. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram where you get sneak previews on upcoming videos and sometimes a little bit more. Now until next time, hej då!